Hey guys, so I've had a lot of people ask me what I think about Facebook and I guess social media in general, but today I'm just going to focus on my views on Facebook. And actually, today is kind of interesting because 3 years ago today, I created another Facebook because I've deactivated Facebook quite a bit because I don't really like Facebook, or at least in the past I didn't really like Facebook because I found myself spending way too much time on Facebook. Like, I would just spend aimless hours on Facebook talking to people or just like looking through my feed or my timeline or just checking notifications. And so I ended up, forget exactly what I did, but I know there was some type of way, like this code that you can use to get your information and like basically back up all of your information from Facebook. I think there's actually a thing on Facebook now. I don't know if it was there then. Probably was, and I don't know. But my goal when I originally had my Facebook and I wanted to delete it, I didn't want to just deactivate it. I wanted to delete it, and I actually recovered a lot of my content on that Facebook, but the unfortunate thing is my computer actually crashed. So later on, so when I had my old Facebook, which I still have that old Facebook. I don't have any friends on there. I actually deleted all of my friends off of that. There's content on that Facebook that is missing. And it's kind of sad because I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to keep those things. And I think maybe I might have like an external hard drive that has that stuff, but I don't know if I can recover it. Either way, there was a reason why I deleted my Facebook, and I've said this already, but I was addicted to it in a way. I would look at people's lives, and I think I've said this before, but it's so easy to compare yourself to others because you're not seeing someone's true life. Obviously, you're seeing what what you want them to see. Or if it's like a situation where someone's mad at that person, you may see from time to time you may see someone post negative things about someone, and then obviously that person would want to delete that. Or you get tagged in ugly photos. I have been there so many times. I'm one of those people, I don't know about you guys, this is just kind of a side note. I either look really photogenic in photos or I look like a potato in photos. And I'm not just saying that, like, there are some really horrible photos of me on my Facebook or my old Facebook. And it's one particular, again, another side note. When I was at my best friend's wedding, July 2017, I decided to wear my hair up. One of my friends actually put it in this like braid thing, you know, the wraparound braid or whatever, and I thought it looked cute, but because I am a notorious crier, especially because it was my best friend's wedding and I'm good friends with her now husband, like we're all good friends, and so I was crying the entire time, and I also participated in the wedding. It was a German wedding, so the wedding was like, I wasn't a bridesmaid, even though if it was an American wedding I would have been, but they only had like a maid of honor and a best man, which was Rachel's sister, and then her husband Julian, his best man was his brother. So regardless, I participated in that wedding and I was like crying up a storm, and there's a photo of me where I literally look like the ugliest little thumb. I am crying. Like, I have, like, such a bad, ugly cry. Like, I somehow, like, did my neck like this in the cry, and it's, like, from the side, too, and it just doesn't look like me whatsoever. And, you know, I kind of like that photo because even though I looked horrible in her wedding, like, in her wedding photos for the most part. And I know, like, when we, you know, have children eventually, like, in the future, it's like, I'll probably go over to Rachel's house and be like, showing my kids and be like, yeah, this is how ugly your mom was in these photos, because she was crying like a lunatic. And anyways, that was a major side note. But the point is, it's very easy to get engulfed in Facebook because you see all these posts, and if you're like me, I also have a lot of friends on there on Facebook. This was both then and now, where it's people you've maybe met in passing, people you used to know in high school, all kinds of stuff. Like, I'm friends with a lot of people from high school. I'm also friends with a lot of people from some of the simulation things that I did, because the cool thing about, like, the Model United Nations or Model European Union or Model Airblick is I actually got to travel with those organizations, and I got to meet people from all over the world. So I'm friends with people literally from basically every country. Well, maybe not every country, but at least I have people that are from every continent except for Antarctica, which that would be really cool to know someone, but I don't know if anybody's even been born there. I'm sorry, this is really random, but so it's easy to have those kind of friends and have these kind of passive people that aren't actually really your friends, or they're more associative, and it's almost like like, I don't know, also, I would say that, you know, some people can relate to this, but I used to find myself, especially with my old Facebook, going down rabbit holes of, like, I would maybe see someone I knew from the past, or maybe it was a guy, or someone that I'm not even friends with, so, like, a guy's girlfriend, and I would just find myself going down the rabbit hole and looking so deeply into their lives through Facebook, which, how deep is that? But it's something that I think people do, and I mean, it's a good way to get to know someone in some ways. I do like to look at people's Facebook, especially, I don't look at it as in-depth as I used to, but yeah. Sorry that this video is kind of rambly. So with my old Facebook, I deactivated it several times, and then I vowed never again. I don't like what Facebook's doing. I don't like the fact that Facebook is taking our information. I don't like to be a product. I don't like all of these things about Facebook. And so I actually deleted Facebook. Well, I didn't actually delete it, but I got a ton of information from that Facebook, and I deactivated it in a more permanent way, which I think you can actually delete it now, but I forget the specifics. But anyways, I was not on Facebook for several months, and during that time I also had my birthday, and that's when it's also very apparent, because when you don't have Facebook, you realize people really rely on that to know people's birthdays. And really, I think it's kind of superficial, because I was so used to people, you know, wishing me happy birthday on Facebook and stuff. But really, at the end of the day, the people that I, you know, cared for most, for the most part, you know, knew it was my birthday, or we were actually doing stuff. Like, that year, so I was 20 when I deleted my Facebook or deactivated it for a long time. And I was 21 when I reactivated it. Oh, wow. I just realized I got this timeline completely wrong. I didn't create a new Facebook until... So that was... I'm thinking of a time that I just deactivated it. This video doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. Anyways, I got my Facebook... I got my Facebook back when I was 22. I made a new Facebook when I was 22. So, but I also did realize that when I didn't have a Facebook, the people that really cared about me still kept in contact with me. But I did find it hard because I was involved with a lot of things in college. And I also did those simulation teams where I would actually compete abroad and domestically. So it was a lot easier because I did chair a few conferences, and they make like a profile on Facebook. Also for any dating sites, basically. At the time, you kind of needed a Facebook and all of this stuff. But basically, I made a new Facebook, and I had the intention of not really using it. I only added like a couple of people at the time, and I think I actually made it again because I was having a Halloween party and it was just going to be easier that way. But regardless, I made my Facebook again, and there's something that really changed with me and Facebook, and I think taking that like several month break really changed the way I viewed Facebook, because I didn't go on it as much, and I also wasn't as obsessed with it, because before I would almost get sad at looking at people's lives and stuff. But as I guess I was 22, so when I got my new Facebook, I had matured and I was less susceptible to looking in on people's lives and feeling like I was worthless or something, which I didn't think I was worthless, but it's very easy to compare. I guess the point of this video, because again it was a pretty rambly video, is I don't think Facebook's bad. I know that they do steal a lot of information, but it's kind of the way the world is at this point. And I know that that's kind of just like brushing things under the rug and like saying everything's okay. It really isn't okay, especially a lot of the shady things that Facebook's done. But I have my Instagram linked to my Facebook, so it will post photos to Facebook, or like my story on Facebook. My Instagram story will post to my Facebook, but besides that, and getting those notifications and being like an admin for the INFJ page, I really don't use Facebook. And most of my notifications are for that INFJ page. So I find myself not even looking at Facebook very often, or only looking at it if there's like a post I have to take down on that page, or, you know, there's some type of conflict situation. I just kind of naturally distance myself from Facebook and even social media. Like, I think the thing that I focus on the most, well, I definitely do, is YouTube, because I find YouTube to be like such a positive place for the most part. Like, there's definitely a lot of negativity and all that other stuff, but I really like YouTube, obviously, since I'm posting pretty regularly. And you know, I still keep up with things, so I'm trying to post more on Instagram, but basically what I do is I just go on Instagram, you know, like people's posts, and then I get off of it, or I post a photo. It's typically, or I'll post a story. It's not really super involved, and I would say the closest thing social media wise to YouTube that I use the most is Snapchat, and I don't even use it near as much as YouTube, because I mean, I just use it to message people and send, you know, stupid photos and just kind of keep up with people that way. But really, at the end of the day, I prefer in-person interaction. And all of my friends, you know, I don't just talk to them on Facebook or something. And in fact, I don't think I really talk to any of my like actual close friends on Facebook. I think it's mostly people that don't live here, or don't live in Georgia. And I don't know, I find it to be really good because I'm able to have, like, still keep up with certain friends if I need to, that live in other countries, because I don't always talk to my friends every day, especially the ones that are so far away. But when we do, it's as if we've, you know, haven't been apart from each other. So I have a pretty positive view of, or a little bit neutral view of Facebook now. I think I have just a healthy view of it. Again, I'm not saying that what they do is right, and I'm also not saying that, you know, I don't occasionally fall into that black hole of looking into people's lives. I don't very often do that, but that still happens, and sometimes it's kind of fun, but that's just me. So, I don't know how insightful this video was, but I hope you guys kind of get my view on Facebook, and let me know what you guys think about Facebook. I definitely had a very negative view of Facebook for a long time, so I don't blame you if you do, and in fact, I think that's probably the majority. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.